Good evening and welcome to the November 14th, 2023 City Council meeting. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you could please stand and join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
McHale.
Here.
Budmetz.
Present.
O'Brien.
Here.
Veneziano.
Here.
Boucher.
Here.
Reyes.
Here.
Kohler.
Here.
With 7 present and none absent, we do have a quorum this evening. The first item on the agenda is to approve the meeting minutes for the October 17th, 2023 Committee of the Whole. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman McHale, for the first, and thank you, Alderman O'Brien, for the second. Any corrections, additions, or deletions to those minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, and those meeting minutes are approved. This brings us to our second set of minutes, the October 24th, 2023 City Council meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve those meeting minutes?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Boucher, for the first,
Second.
and thank you, Alderman O'Brien, for the second. Any corrections, additions, or deletions to those minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor to approve those minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, and those meeting minutes are approved. I do have a mayor's report this evening. I am excited to report that the City of Rolling Meadows was invited to the Chicago Council on Global Affairs Forum on Artificial Intelligence for Urban Leaders. And this is an international event with policymakers, business leaders, academics, and mayors from all over the world. Yesterday and today, city staff and I attended a mayor's roundtable, panel events, and programming that will help position Rolling Meadows as a national leader in ethical, equitable, and successful technologies. I look forward to strengthening the international connections that we've made today and supporting the City Council as we evaluate AI and other smart solutions in the future. So with that, are there any award reports for this evening? Yes, Alderman O'Brien.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor. Just a real quick update. The Economic Development Committee had a meeting last evening. We reviewed a great draft of the Business Development Strategic Plan. So kudos to Martha and the rest of the staff. There was a lot of great detail in there. Initial feedback was provided by ADC, and any of the applicable modifications will be coming to council at our December Committee of the Whole. Thank you.
Any other award reports this evening? Okay. Seeing none, this is when we would open up the floor for a public meeting. However, we don't have any signatories on the sign-in sheet, so we will move on to our pending ordinances. And this evening we have item A, ordinance number 23-54, to amend the alcoholic liquor code to increase the number of licenses permitted under the Class A1 liquor license for Sayulita Taco, Mariscos, and Tequila Bar Incorporated, located at 1655 West Algonquin Road, in for second reading. Is there a motion to adopt this ordinance?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Kohler, for the first and Alderman Boucher for the second. Is there any discussion regarding adoption of this ordinance? Seeing none, the question is, shall the ordinance be adopted? Will the clerk please call the roll?
McHale.
Yes.
Budmetz.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Boucher.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, this ordinance is adopted. This now brings us to our consent ordinances, and there are quite a number this evening. We have 20 items B through U. Does any alderperson wish to remove any other item from the consent agenda for ordinances? Yes, Alderman Budmetz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item H.
Okay, item H. Any others to remove from the consent agenda? Okay. In that case, the following 19 ordinances are going to be considered in one motion without debate. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman O'Brien, for the first,
Second.
and thank you, Alderman Veneziano, for the second. So before us are the 19 items, beginning with item B, ordinance number 23-00 to exclude the City of Rolling Meadows as a municipal employer from coverage under the Paid Leave for All Workers Act, and amend the city code to require a form of paid leave for city employees and for first reading. Item C, ordinance number 23-00 to amend the city code in order to reduce the number of video gaming accessory GA licenses issued in the City of Rolling Meadows at 1480 Golf Corp., doing business as Bulldog Ale House, 1480 Golf Road, and for first reading. Item D, ordinance number 23-00 to amend the city code in order to reduce the number of Class A2 liquor licenses issued in the City of Rolling Meadows. Giant Sakura Incorporated, doing business as Giant Sakura at 411 Algonquin Road, in for first reading. Item E, ordinance number 23-00 to amend the city code in order to reduce the number of Class A2 liquor licenses issued in the City of Rolling Meadows. RM3G Group LLC, doing business as Melt's Bar and Grill at 1655 West Algonquin Road, in for first reading. Item F, ordinance number 23-00 to amend the city code in order to reduce the number of Class B1 liquor licenses issued in the City of Rolling Meadows. Kirchhoff Gas and Food Mart Incorporated at 4200 Kirchhoff Road, in for first reading. Item G, ordinance number 23-00 to amend the Rolling Meadows City Code to establish the office of ex officio Director of the Board of Directors of the Rolling Meadows Public Library, in for first reading. Item I, ordinance number 23-00 to approve the property tax levy for the City of Rolling Meadows, in for first reading. Item J, ordinance number 23-00 to approve the property tax levy for the Rolling Meadows Library, in for first reading. Item K, ordinance number 23-00 to approve the property tax levy abatement, in for first reading. Item L, ordinance number 23-00 to revise the fiscal year 2023 annual budget for the City of Rolling Meadows, in for first reading. Item M, ordinance number 23-00 to adopt the fiscal year 2024 annual budget, in for first reading. Item N, ordinance number 23-00 to approve the City of Rolling Meadows 5-year capital improvement plan for fiscal year 2024 through fiscal year 2028, in for first reading. Item O, ordinance number 23-00 to amend the Rolling Meadows City Code, Appendix B, Schedule of Rates, Fines, and Penalties, Chapter 23, Utilities related to sewer rates, in for first reading. Item P, ordinance number 23-00 to amend Rolling Meadows City Code, Appendix B, Schedule of Rates, Fines, and Penalties, Chapter 23, Utilities related to stormwater management fees, in for first reading. Item Q, ordinance number 23-00 to amend Rolling Meadows City Code Appendix B, Schedule of Rates, Fines, and Penalties, Chapter 10, Garbage Fees, Rates, and Fines, in for first reading. Item R, ordinance number 23-00 to amend Rolling Meadows City Code Appendix B, Schedule of Rates, Fines, and Penalties, Chapter 13, Utilities related to water rates, in for first reading. Item S, ordinance number 23-00 to enact a temporary development moratorium upon certain building, zoning, and subdivision applications within the Kirchhoff Road Corridor District, in for first reading. Item T, ordinance number 23-00 to modify the city's zoning ordinance to reclassify personal services as a permitted use within the C3 district, in for first reading. And lastly, item U, ordinance number 23-00 to modify the city's zoning ordinance concerning lot and building coverage, in for first reading. The question is, shall the ordinances be moved forward for second reading? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Bud Matts.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Boucher.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes. With 7 in favor and none opposed, the ordinances will be moved forward for second reading. At this time, we have item H for consideration, and I do need a motion to consider item H. Thank you, Alderman Budmats for the first and Alderman O'Brien for the second. So item H is ordinance number 23-00 to amend the city code of the City of Rolling Meadows with respect to the time and place of regular meetings of the City Council, in for first reading. Alderman Budmats, since you pulled this, you'll have the first comment this evening.
Thank you. So I'm a little bit confused by H because I don't understand exactly how it's changing what our current ordinance is. I'm assuming that we want to change the time, not the place of the regular meetings, but are we going to do that on an individual basis, or how is that going to work? Because I'm trying to understand what's different about this ordinance and our current way of doing business.
So I don't think that there's too much that would change from our normal course of business. It would just allow us to change the actual specific time. So I don't know if this is a question for our attorney or for our city manager.
I'm happy to opine on that.
Okay.
City attorney would like to supplement. What this does is that at the beginning of each year, according to the Open Meetings Act, the city council is required to adopt and approve a meeting schedule. And so currently in the code, it's specific that the meetings shall be the second and fourth Tuesday of each month at 7 o'clock or 7:30 p.m. The way that this is read is that if the council chooses to change that frequency as part of its annual adoption, it doesn't require staff to post notices of cancellation or to call for special meetings. It allows for the council to be able to approve on an annual basis its calendar in accordance with the Open Meetings Act.
So we'll still have a calendar that's out 1 year in advance. It's just we don't have to worry about canceling the December the 5th meeting, or if we decide to change them to 7 o'clock, we can do so.
Correct. It gives the council to establish the meeting schedule that it chooses to do so, and it would be done before the beginning of the following year.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any additional questions or comments regarding this ordinance? Okay. Seeing none, the question is, shall item H be moved forward for second reading? Will the clerk please call the roll?
O'Brien.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Boucher.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Bud Matts.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, this ordinance moves forward for second reading. At this time, this brings us to our new business, and we have one item, which is a motion to approve our payment of bills on warrant for November 14th, 2023. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Reyes for the first,
Second.
and Alderman Boucher for the second. Is there any discussion regarding the approval of the payment of bills on warrant? Seeing none, the question is, shall the warrant be approved? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Veneziano.
Yes.
Boucher.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Bud Matts.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
With 7 in favor, none opposed, the warrant is approved. This now brings us to our consent resolutions, and we have 4 items, items W through Z. Does any alderperson wish to remove any item from the consent agenda? All right. Seeing none, the chair declares it in order for one motion to consider the 4 resolutions in one motion without debate. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman McHale for the first, and Alderman Bud Matts for the second. We have item W in R1 of 4, which is a resolution number 23-R-128 to authorize the renewal of membership in the GIS Consortium and award a 1-year contract for professional services to Municipal GIS Partners Incorporated, the GIS Consortium service provider. Item X, resolution number 23-R-129 to approve an intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Arlington Heights for Phase 1 engineering services for the Euclid Avenue resurfacing project. Item Y, resolution number 23-R-130 to authorize the purchase of replacement computers for the annual computer replacement plan. And item Z, resolution number 23-R-131 to authorize the replacement and upgrade of the AV system video server equipment from AVI Systems Incorporated. The question is, shall the resolution be adopted? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Boucher.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Bud Matts.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, those resolutions are adopted. This brings us to other business and reports. We have no mayoral appointments this evening or proclamations and no city's clerk report, but we do have some community items of interest, and to that I will defer to City Manager Rob Sabo.
Thank you, Mayor. Council. The 2023 U.S. Marine Corps Toys for Tots collection is underway and runs through December 15th. New unwrapped toys are donated to local families in need and can be dropped off at the Rolling Meadows City Hall here at 3600 Kirchhoff Road or the Rolling Meadows Library at 3110 Martin Lane. City Hall and Public Works will be closed on Thursday, November 23rd and Friday, November 24th in observance of the Thanksgiving holiday. Refuse collection will be delayed by 1 day. Thursday routes will be collected Friday, and Friday routes will be collected on Saturday. The city's annual holiday celebration will be held this year on Thursday, November 30th at 6 p.m. Bring in the seasonal spirit with festive songs, Santa Claus, horse-drawn wagon rides, hot cocoa, goodies, and the lighting of the city's holiday tree. The event will be held on the property of the city's historical museum at 3100 Central Road, which will be open for visitors to enjoy tokens from the city's past along with festive retro decor. The Rolling Meadows Police Department will be holding their annual holiday food drive on Saturday, December 9th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Rolling Meadows Jewel Osco parking lot on Kirchhoff Road. Help them fill the Humvee to benefit the Palatine Township Food Pantry. For a list of requested donations or for more information, visit cityrm.org or the police department's and city's Facebook pages. That's it for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We also have the September 2023 financial report in this evening's packet, which can be viewable on the city's website. As a reminder to the council that while the report is there, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact Finance Director Molly Talkington directly for some answers if you so choose. We also have some new businesses from October, and to that I will defer to Martha Corner, our Business Development Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm pleased to announce 10 new businesses licensed during the month of October. Among them is Fairy Tale Daycare Center, located at 1951 Rolling Road, Unit A. And although licensed but scheduled to open December 5th is Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers at 1420 Golf Road, the former Boyle Beach site. It's all new construction. And also licensed during November but not open is Janat Restaurant at the former Taco Bell at 2997 Kirchhoff Road. And that is fine Central Asian and Turkish cuisine.
Thank you so much. And with our new businesses report concluded, I will turn back to City Manager Rob Sabo for our November 21st, 2023 Committee of the Whole draft agenda.
Thank you, Mayor. The draft agenda is included in the agenda packet. There are 3 items on that agenda. One includes a presentation of the city's proposed sustainability plan overview. This is for council review and discussion prior to its formal adoption, which will happen at a future date. The second item is a consideration to establish waste hauler licensing and a presentation on our waste hauler program and opportunities that exist with that. And the third item is an overview of a proposed update to the city's employee manual.
Thank you. And then similarly, City Manager Rob Sabo, if you could please present the November 28th, 2023 City Council draft agenda.
Once again, that draft agenda is included in the agenda packet. Notably for that meeting, we will have representatives from Cook County here to join us in the presentation and adoption of the Cook County United Against Hate ordinance. In addition to that, there are a number of pending items which are on second reading from tonight's meeting. In addition to those, we have the acknowledgement and acceptance of the fiscal year 2024 library budget, the Rolling Meadows Public Library budget, approval of a Quentin Hartung Bike Path IGA with the Village of Schaumburg with respect to maintenance, approval of the 2024 council meeting dates in accordance with the adopted ordinance on first reading this evening, and then the approval and retainment of the closed session minutes, the semi-annual review of closed session minutes as required by the Open Meetings Act. The agenda for both the Committee of the Whole and the City Council meeting will be posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act and is subject to be modified prior to its posting. That's it for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, we have reached our matters not on the agenda. Are there any matters not on the agenda that the council would like to bring up at this time? Okay. Seeing none, I would like to entertain a motion to go into closed session under Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act regarding personnel and under Section 2C21 of the Open Meetings Act regarding a review of closed session minutes. Do I have a motion? Thank you, Alderman Kohler for the first and Alderman O'Brien for the second. Is there any discussion about going into closed session? Okay. Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Budmetz.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Boucher.
Yes. With 7 in favor and none opposed, we will now enter into closed session. The audience and press are advised that we do not anticipate taking any action upon returning to open session. Thank you very much.